Today we're gonna draw the first character in our strange world that was once inhabited by gods. It's not gonna be this guy though. 1, 2, 3, jump! Hello my friends! Welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw with me, Pascal Heinzelmann, and my trusty sidekick, Stock Footage Dog. If you follow this channel, you know we mostly drew architecture so far. If you don't follow this channel, welcome to Craziness and Drawing, where we draw Vikings in space without Vikings. So before we draw the first character of the story, let's recap a little bit what we know so far from this world. Story time! There is this Viking-like society on a planet with old structures and artifacts they believe to be from the gods. We explored how they are influenced by these structures, their culture, their signage, their ornaments, and also how they use these structures. We got to know the archetype, or their buildings at least, and we got to know this hunter's family's house in the woods, far away from the rest of the society. We also drew tons of references, and last time we started to learn how to draw from imagination. So although this series is not strictly a tutorial series, it's about learning how to draw, and hopefully some of you guys can pick some stuff up and improve their drawing as well. I'm trying to do it the hard way. I don't use digital photo bash or anything like that, 3D models. I just use my hand and paper or a magnet board. It sounded weird. The character we're drawing today is our main character, and she lives in the hunter's family's house. Big surprise! Developing a character design is not an easy task. So we're just starting today, we're starting exploring it. We want to get a nice drawing, but this might not be the final version of her. But let's start drawing! Wow. Drawing is not only a mental task, but also a physical one. It involves your muscle memory and your brain memory. Just like in sports, warming up is essential. Even though you're not gonna hurt yourself when starting a project without warming up, you might hurt the project and the people's eyes with your non-warmed up bad drawings, especially if you tackle a subject matter you didn't draw for a while. At the start of this exercise I didn't feel comfortable at all, but after a while my arms remembered how to draw and it started to be fun again. What happened? I mean, I have long hair, a scruffy beard, and look at Stock Footage Dog. Okay, maybe there is an advantage of being stock image after all. Well, I'm back. Some time passed. It was like time traveling, just to the future and very slow. I'll take care of this mess at another time. Let's take care of the mess in my head first. So in the last couple of weeks I was not completely lazy. I did sketch quite a bit, but always felt to be very close to an art block. I'm sure many artists, pros and beginners alike know what I'm talking about. I felt insecure about all the sketches I did. I was not happy with the directions I was taking, and eventually I lost some motivation. And it certainly didn't help to be knocked out by a certain virus for 2 weeks. So at some point I just decided to finish the episode with what I have. I just show you the struggle, with no flashy splash art, without a haircut, and not even a shave. So next to these uber rough sketches, I did some more splashy art as well. I started to try out Copic markers, which is a bit like watercolor, but alcohol based. I didn't drink them. And I did a close-up frontal portrait of our main character. Let's take a look. To design a character, story is everything. Where does she live? What is the climate like? What kind of culture do they have? What is her personality? And what is her past and how will she change? All of these aspects and more will affect the design choices for the costume, for the physical appearance, and eventually also for the pose. So if you want to focus on learning how to draw, you might want to pick an existing story so you don't have to invent all of that by yourself. But instead you can focus on translating the story into your design. I mean, don't try to learn juggling and learn to ride a bike at the same time. I decided to come up with my own story because I wanted to learn how to tell my own story, where I can pack in all those crazy ideas that are floating in my head. It also gives me the opportunity to do much more with my designs without worrying about any copyright issues. And luckily I have some basic drawing skills already. The downside is the struggle I'm going through right now. Since I have not written the complete story yet, but I only have a rough outline and some fragments here and there, it is very hard sometimes to start drawing because I don't have this clear direction yet and I lack focus and confidence in my drawings. So the process might be a bit chaotic sometimes. I develop the story, which informs the design, which in turn influences the story again. But bear with me, things will start to make more and more sense after a while. All of this is a learning experience for me, the drawing, the story, and of course the YouTube. I hope you guys are having fun watching me figure things out, and maybe you will learn a thing or two as well. Now there we have it! Our first version of our first character, and her name is Ira, derived from the Viking name Yrsa, which means the wild one or she-bear. Ira is a hunter, she uses furs and leather, but also has this shiny metal ring that we will explore at another time. For now, her weapon is an atlatl, which is one of the oldest hunting weapons humans invented. She has light clothing on her legs and arms for mobility, but thicker clothing otherwise to keep her core warm on cold days. Maybe I'll give her a proper coat at some point for the really cold days. When I compare this drawing to an earlier one I did with Copic markers, it really shows how important the details are. The one on the left seems so much older than the one on the right, and I think it's just because the height of the nose is a bit longer and that gives her a more mature face. And things like that really matter. Also, the distance between the eyes makes someone look more fierce when they're closer together or more gentle when they're further apart. For all these details, it really helps to know exactly what the story is, so that you can design all those details to support the story or at least not distract from the story. Now again, this is just the very first version. Now we can build on top of it, we can tweak it, we can flesh it out, and we can bring it to the next level. Of course. Thank you guys for watching. Next time I will come back with a long grey beard and a ponytail and maybe some wrinkles. Until then, stay motivated and keep drawing.